mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Well, welcome home, family. It's your mom and your dad. He's back.
I'm back, baby.
He's back just in time for me to poison him. Well, technically, I didn't poison you. It was
you
mystery
were accomplice, maybe, I
nachos from I don't want to say where we went, but we went to an event.
Social gathering where there was communal nachos.
A chili cheese nacho.
A chili cheese nacho made by, I don't know who. So I guess there is no blame there. But, you know, dude, when you get food poisoning... What I don't understand about food poisoning.
So to those of you who didn't see our post on social media, we apologize. The episode is out a day late.
Yes.
Because your father has been traveling.
Yes.
Katie Thurston came and has said, oh my God, I miss her already.
Absolute star. I'm sorry that she's not here this weekend and that she hasn't taken over for me permanently. I'm sure that would be more beneficial, but you'll have to put up with me.
I love Katie so much. I just miss her presence.
Yes, her presence is amazing.
But you came back. I was so happy to have you back. And right after you came home, we got food poisoning.
Yes.
And so we have been recovering the past couple days. And now today I'm feeling okay.
What I don't get about...
But please continue.
Well, this is the question I have for food.
We're not 100% yet.
Here's the question I have for food poisoning.
Okay. For those who food poison?
No. For the bacteria.
Oh, okay. Question for like the amoebas, the viruses.
Whatever the virus.
Sure.
I don't think it's a virus, right? A virus is like the flu or something. I think it's more like a personal attack.
I'm no doctor.
My thing is this. Every other sickness you have, there's a ramp. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you get a cold, you're like, I don't know. Next day, itchy throat. Yeah. Next day, it starts coming on. Yeah. Okay. Flu. I'm just feeling a little off today.
I'm getting aches, body aches.
Next day, I'm just kind of, my head, I'm just kind of headachy, kind of achy. Third, fourth day, you got the flu. Food poisoning is like...
Tell him, King.
Food poisoning is like, hey, should we go...
Oh, gross. Oh, my God. Okay.
But you know what I mean? Food poisoning is literally like... Have you seen the movie Weapons? It's... You could be like mid-conversation and you go from just chatting about the weather to like vomit shooting out of your eyeballs.
Hey, it's probably 7 a.m. for most people, okay? Will some people make people nauseous?
But like there is no warning.
No, there's
You
no
don't even
warning.
like go to bed with like kind of feeling a little off. You're just like good. And all of a sudden it's 2 a.m. and you're like, and it's over. For the next 24 hours.
So that was romantic for him to come home after being gone quite a lot in a month.
Yeah.
And then we just get a romantic poisoning together.
It was fantastic.
A very, our Romeo and Juliet moment, but with chili cheese nachos.
Yeah.
Ironic, though, that we're discussing Traitors.
Right.
And it feels very much like we were at a feast and we were murdered.
Alan was like, in the nachos you have are not the nachos you thought. And then everyone's like, what? You've been eating sewage nachos. Sorry, I changed my accent.
Instead of Rena with the brooch, they just instead next time
whoever
they use
doesn't
a nacho.
vomit is the traitor or whatever. If you can get them to eat this sewage nachos, then they're vomiting. They are murdered.
You know what? It's either one of the traitors, Rena came out and did a murder in plain sight on us, or truly, I feel like I just have to blame Hot Rob at this point. Like Rob, I think maybe there was a sorcery involved. I'm starting to think, by the way, off of our
Never
food
been
poisoning.
more jealous of anyone in my life than Hot Rob.
off of our food poisoning, after this episode, it's official. I know we've talked about the pretty privilege, Hot Rob. at this point, I'm starting to think it's actual sorcery. Like, I'm starting to believe it is so obvious. There's so many moments where he's now in this episode, we're covering episode 10 today, that he's almost caught and he's not. I believe it's sorcery. Like, I'm starting to think that Rob Roush was actually just some, like, you know, kind of average looking, you know, Toby from The Office, an average looking middle-aged HR dude who got into the dark arts and made himself look like Rob Roush and is now living his fantasy. And actually, he actually still looks like Toby from The Office, but he has us all under a spell.
Right.
And so everything he does, we're just like, hot Rob.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
the snakes too. The snakes are kind of giving sorcerer.
That's true.
Right? The snakes living out in the swamp.
That's true.
It's giving sorcerer.
It's giving witchcraft.
It really is.
It's giving ancient scrolls. It's giving stews, pots full of soups with, not soup, but cauldrons. It's giving cauldrons.
He's making a soup in his cauldron.
I've never been more jealous of anybody in my life.
I know.
Like, no offense to him, but he doesn't have to work hard at all. He literally just says something and everyone's like, great point. And it's just like, what is, like...
He is doing a very good job, though. So we can't deny that.
That's why he's extra amazing at it, is because he's using his gifts of hotness to the maximum.
Yes.
But anyone not nearly as good looking has no shot to pull off the things he's pulled off.
No shot.
He's got this immediate, everyone agrees with what he says.
Immediate.
It's incredible.
I've never witnessed anything like it in my life.
To go from full suspect to not even considered again with barely any, like, basically no explanation.
His roundtable argument was weak. It was weak.
You know
he was just like, I don't know. I thought it was just,
and I know we're jumping
weird.
ahead. Yeah, I know we're jumping ahead, but really what it comes down to is you need a girlfriend who's obsessed with you who you're not dating.
We're talking about Maura.
Yeah. Just someone to, like, defend your honor for no reason. That's what you need. And that's what he has in spades with Maura. We love Maura, but, like, absolutely, she is, like, defending him like, you don't talk about my man that way energy.
Don't get me on a man hate train right now, Evan.
I'm just saying.
Baby.
That's what's going on.
Yeah,
That's what's going on. I got to bring him down a peg somehow because it's just, I can't handle.
Well, I mean, you're talking about one person, and Maura is one of many who have been
they've all bewitched, but I'm more like Maura's designated herself as his number one spokesman.
I saw a comment on some post, some YouTube clip somewhere, where someone said, Maura would think she's a traitor before she would think Rob's a traitor. Like, she would convince herself that she's a traitor.
Yeah. She literally...
Maybe I didn't notice I was in a turret the entire time. The entire time I've been in a turret with Alan, and I didn't even know.
Yeah. She would sacrifice herself if there was an option for this for him.
There's faithfuls, there's traitors, there's sacrificial lambs.
Yeah,
and she
makes up a role for it.
Put myself on the altar for Rob. I'm gonna put myself on the altar for Rob.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about putting it in.
It's incredible. It makes everything so awesome to listen to.
Let's talk about this episode. Let's dive in from the top because I actually have quite a lot of questions that I have for you and your thoughts about Rob in this episode.
It's good to be here.
Love you so much.
I love you too.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
It's good to be back.
You're my hot Rob. You're my hot Rob.
That's maybe the greatest thing you could ever say to me. Honestly, the greatest compliment you could ever tell me is that I'm like Rob.
You're my hot
because
Rob.
He is truly killing it the hardest.
You're Rob's twin.
Wow.
But before we dive into this episode, family, we need to take a quick pause. So here's a fact. I don't need to be jealous of the Traitors buffets because we have Hungry Root. You've heard us talk about Hungry Root before, so you know how much we love it because it truly simplifies our lives between work and parenting and everything else going on. The hardest part of eating well for us isn't the cooking, it's the planning, figuring out what to make, what to buy, and how to make it all come together during a busy week. Hungry Root takes care of all of that. It builds our weekly plan based on our tastes, our focuses, and how much time we actually have, and then delivers everything we need. One of our favorites lately has been their sweet chili salmon bowls. Oh my gosh. It came together so quickly and it tasted amazing and with no stress. And get this, the more we use it, the more it learns what we like, which is another incredible factor.
Incredible. The personalization is one of the big things that makes Hungry Root so special. Their smart cart automatically builds your weekly order and you can adjust anything you want, swap meals, add groceries, or change portions. And the variety is huge. They now have over 50,000 chef-crafted recipes available each week, and a lot of them are ready in 15 minutes or less, which is key for real-life schedules. The quality is another big reason we've stuck with it. Hungry Root screens out over 200 additives, including high-fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. They offer high-quality meat and seafood with no hormones or antibiotics, organic and non-GMO options, and carry brands we already know and trust, like Oatly, Vital Farms, Ithaca Hummus, and Harmless Harvest.
So I've told you all I've needed to start eating anti-inflammatory focused meals for health reasons, and I felt so overwhelmed about it before, but Hungry Root saved me and takes care of all of it now, and they can do that for you, whether you're looking for gut-friendly, anti-inflammatory focuses, etc., etc. Hungry Root makes it realistic to stay consistent with your focuses and healthy eating because it removes that decision fatigue. It helps me keep eating balanced meals without feeling overwhelmed or falling back into takeout mode. I'm so grateful for them. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. And for a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/momdad and use code MOMDAD. That's hungryroot.com/momdad, code MOMDAD to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. You've got to check out Hungry Root. They're my absolute favorite. So good. Okay, let's get into our thoughts on episode 10 of Traitors. And the next episode is our finale.
Yeah.
And then the episode after that is the reunion. And I heard there's a lot of drama that's going down with the reunion. So very much looking forward to that. So tune in, just a reminder, next week, our episode should come out per usual on Wednesday for the finale of Traitors, our recap.
Yes.
Sorry again for the delay. Blame the nachos.
Blame the nachos.
The nachos. Okay, let's get into episode 10. So, we start the next day at breakfast. We had seen before Rob and Eric last week in the turret trying to decide who they were going to murder. The question was, is it going to be Kristen? Because right before, Kristen was suspect of Eric. And so it's like the risk versus reward. Eric, are you able to pull off a defending yourself to Kristen, or do we just get rid of Kristen and try to get Mark on our side?
Right. This is all day one, too, of Eric's.
Well, technically, it's the second day.
Second day, but whatever. It's very new.
It's very new. And
he's so nervous. He was so scared. He walks in the first day. He was just like, hello. I'm not a traitor, I promise.
He was so
He went from quiet to quieter.
I think literally last episode, he was less nervous than this episode. He was dead silent so this episode. He didn't say a word.
Which is a strategy.
Yeah, but everyone's getting suspect of it.
There's too many people now.
There's too many people.
There's too many people now. You have to join in.
Too little people.
Sorry. There's too little people now to where like everyone's looking at everyone constantly. So you can't kind of skirt by.
You can't fade into the background.
Yes.
So the next day at breakfast, the first two people to walk in are Rob and Maura. And Maura looks at Rob and she goes, Rob, how are we still here?
Yeah. And Maura just goes, I trust you 100%. No questions asked. You will always, there's no way you could ever be a traitor. That's where she declares like just full out, just so you know.
Just so
there's
you know.
There's no world you could be a traitor. And then later on in breakfast, she even says like, if he's a traitor, like I'll walk out of this castle.
Well, she's talking to the women later. Right. She's like, there's no way that Rob's a traitor.
Impossible.
Yeah, no question. Why are we still here?
Hot.
He's hot. It's impossible.
It's impossible for someone that hot to be a traitor. We know this guy. So let's just get rid of that. Who else are we thinking?
He is too hot. And I'm like, Maura, why are you still here? Because you know why? Because you're hot too.
Yeah, he's like,
that's why you're still here. It's because you're hot too. Because Rob probably has a little fun with a little flirt-ski.
He's loving that he's being worshipped.
You know, he's getting worshipped by everybody, but he's also getting a little flirt-ski with a little hottie patati Mora that they're gonna have a little Love
he's
Island
like, this
hookup.
ain't so bad.
So that's why you're still here, because you're worshiping at the feet the golden statue that is hot Rob, and you're hot.
Yeah, they're like she's like, we need to stick together. The hotties need to stick together. You know, we need to have each other's back.
The
we love each
hotties
other.
have to stick together. Now, question for you. First Rob question of this episode is, he says in ITMs, he said, this is getting really hard for me.
Struggling.
It's starting to weigh on me. I don't want to lie to Mora. The lies are catching up with me. I don't want to hurt her. Is this true? Does Hot Rob actually feel that way? Or is this a performative male moment where he's actually like,
he's basically fishing for DM? So when he gets out of this thing, he's
I'm like, is he so down to play this game?
Because later on he does tell Eric, like, this is just a game. We got to remember that. No, I will say this. I do think he's a empathetic guy who's kind of a sweet guy, born in the body of a hot Adonis who can't help but be a player. I think he's two people in one.
Well, okay, let's not do this whole guy can't help but be a player.
No.
Everyone has power over their choices.
No, I'm saying he's given into the power. That's what I'm saying. I think he's two people in one.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like before, when he was young, he was probably like a really sweet kid. And then the looks caught up to him. And he's kind of caught in two worlds.
Okay.
So I do think he's capable of this. Because then you see later on with Tara and the whole situation that happened, she was like bawling like real. So I do think it's gotten to this point now in the game where like it's kind of like they've really connected, they've really become close. It's getting much more personal.
Okay.
So I'm just seeing a difference in like the way that people are taking things, and even later with Natalie, it's like, oh, that was the first one we've seen where it wasn't all good. It was like there was some real feelings attached to that. So I feel like people are just much more in a sensitive place now.
Okay.
So I think I'm not saying he's like the sweetest guy in the world, but I do think he's capable of feeling that way.
Yeah.
And because remember even early on with
Sure.
What's his name?
With Ron.
Yeah. Like he was feeling really bad about it. So I do think he's kind of, you know, I think Rob is naturally good at manipulation.
Okay.
But he's also an empathetic guy. So he's kind of torn that way.
Okay. I think that he's
just reading a book at a cafe right now.
Well, you know, he paints, remember?
That's what I mean. So he's got his glasses on. He's reading feminist literature at a coffee shop. And he's just going, man, men these days. Oh, hello. Yes, I'm celibate right now. You know what I mean? Like he's doing that whole thing. He's reading a book on like celibacy and the male and how disgusting men are.
Would you like to go to the
spreading the word on chauvinism?
Would you like to go to the Degas exhibit with me later?
I'm going to I'll be ordering from a wine bar that only serves, you know, feminist literature, and a
wine bar that serves feminist literature.
But you know what I mean? Like, is this a ridiculous ploy? Is he giving, you know, feed to the world, or is this a real thing?
I think that he is that he's got a heart. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that this is bothering him to a certain extent. But I don't think it's bothering him as much as he's letting on.
Sure.
I think he has a hard time letting go of the boys.
Interesting.
Ron's his boy. Eric, that's his boy. He's not going to betray Eric. But guess what? You will betray every woman. Mora, Candace, Lisa, gets rid of Natalie, Dorinda. He woos all these women to follow him like Christ and his disciples, and then he cuts them off.
He's kind of a traitor serial killer.
So I think that it is hurting him to have to mess with his boys. But I think when it comes to the women, he's like,
for the boys.
So I think that like a lot of the ITMs are somewhat performative.
Interesting. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, he is that.
Sorry.
He is a good game player.
I know
He's playing the game outside of the show as well.
I know the Hot Rob fans are going to be coming for my throat. It's just my opinion.
Okay.
But that's kind of just as an observer, don't we think? By the way, did you see in the episode of the Traitors recap podcast when Dorinda was interviewed and she found out that Rob betrayed her. And she was just like, I'm just happy that he liked me.
Right.
She like thanked him for offing her because she is so, she's like, ooh, I've never gotten the butterflies while I got murdered before. I was like, what is happening? Okay?
This is the classic bad boy, good guy like argument.
So I'm just saying, I think it's a little half and half. I think the ITMs, he is sad, but I think he's like in hurting, but I think more of his heart is hurting for the boys.
Yeah, interesting.
So,
okay.
Just a thought. So at breakfast, Maura's throwing out the fact that she doesn't trust Johnny or Natalie, feeding right, of course, into Hot Rob's plans. Yep. But we find out that Kristen is murdered.
Yep, gone.
I have been consistently shocked by how much Rob is helping Eric out. I know, like I said, I think he's here to help the boys, like his boys. But I also wonder if this is actually if it's real or if it's part of his plan, because he's like, I got to get Eric to the end to help me win this thing.
Yeah, I think though, there's a little bit of like, Eric's more of a tool.
Yeah.
Longer term. Like it's like people kind of suspect Eric, but it's like not like before when people were like coming at them. You know what I mean? Like I think he puts out the flavor, because even later in the episode, or not later, like in a couple scenes from now, when Mark is talking to him, Mark goes, what about Eric? And then he didn't go, I don't think so. He went, yeah, you know who else was thinking that was, and I think he said Kristen.
I know, but right away, this first thing is that he defends. He goes, no, he's just been quiet this whole time.
No, I know, but he did throw it out. So I think he throws out chum in the water.
Yeah.
And then if people really bite, he goes with it. Or if it's kind of like whatever, maybe sort of, he'll back off of it. So I think he threw out a little chum with Eric just to see like how much interest is there. And then there wasn't a ton. It was just kind of like a thought. He's like, cool, we'll back up.
So he's down to help Eric, knowing that he could use him as bait later.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So I think he sees the writing on the wall that people are considering him, and then he's going, you know what, I'll just get Eric out at the last one.
Okay. Understood.
That's kind of what I think.
Understood.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, if he can win with him, cool. But I do think that he goes, if I feel under threat enough, I'll just use Eric.
Well, off of that conversation that you're talking about, that's after breakfast, Eric then does end up joining them, and so does Johnny.
Yeah.
And again, they're throwing out Natalie's name.
Yes.
We suspect Natalie.
Yes.
Now, as this is happening, now this is wild.
This is wild and incredible.
So,
because no offense, we've had the worst faithfuls of all time. And Tara from the clouds.
Tara has been declaring how she is horrible at this game.
Yes.
And from out of the clouds, a stroke of genius hits her, and she goes, it's hot Rob. Okay, now, I will say, I noted last episode when they were playing the game, one of the questions was like, who would make a great traitor for the Traitors? Yeah. And she said Rob, and everyone else said her name.
Right.
But she said Rob, and I was like, that's the first moment someone's even thrown Rob out into the atmosphere with traitorous energy. And so
then it goes into the Natalie thing, which is kind of this like, we need to start looking, because Tara said it best. She said he's so faithful, it's like obvious he's a traitor. And Natalie kind of felt the same way. It's kind of like, we've been loyal to him, love him, wouldn't even consider him, and we need to start doing a better job of looking at our blind spots.
Yes.
Because it's like, wait, if someone's so faithful, like everyone should be under the chopping block. But if there's one person you don't even consider, like that doesn't make sense. Well,
and like Natalie said, so immediately Natalie brings up, okay, was Candace. She goes, Candace is super smart.
Right.
Why did she throw out Rob's name? Finally, Candace is coming up from the grave being like, thank you.
Weeks later.
Somebody, I was giving you guys, I was throwing flags at your face for 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
Finally, weeks after I'm gone, you're connecting the dots. But Natalie's big tell was that she was like, kind of like what Maura said, why am I still here? Natalie's like, why am I still here? I should have been murdered last night. Why? Someone's looking out for me in the turret. And we found out from Dorinda when she did her interview that Dorinda, Natalie, and Maura were like locked onto Rob. They were his faithfuls. They were obsessed. So Natalie hasn't questioned Rob. So now she's realizing, who's keeping me safe? Yep. The other people wouldn't keep me safe. I would be gone if it wasn't for Rob.
Correct.
So they're like, okay, Tara and Natalie have this pact. They're like, we got to go for Rob. We got to go for Rob. Yes. Tara initiates this, right? And then Natalie's like, let's talk to Maura. They bring Maura in. Maura's like, there's no way Rob could be a traitor. I'm thinking that he's the faithful of the faithfuls. And if he is a traitor, I'll run out of the castle if he's standing by me and ends up being a traitor. So she can't buy it. But of course, she takes the information back to her husband.
Yeah. Well, you have to tell your husband everything. You guys are equally yoked.
As the Bible says. You're equally yoked.
They're one flesh.
They are one flesh. She needs to report back to her husband about the fact that a woman is talking negatively of him. How dare she?
How dare a
jealous woman. And on top of it, a woman who was once an admirer of his. It must be because she's
jealous. Report the comings and goings of betrayers in your midst.
It's wild. Maura goes
is.
Straight to Rob, and when they're driving to the mission, she's in the car.
By the way, I love how production does that. They always select the cars,
of course,
with like the believers, you know. So it's like there was like, oh yeah, it's Mark, Maura, Eric, and Rob in one car, and then we got the other people in the other car, so they can kind of scheme.
Yes, of course.
If anything, that's like if I was like in the show, I'd be like, see who goes in what cars. That's when you know what's going on.
So smart.
Because you're like, they'll put us in these cars so that they can get the schemes going.
That is so smart. Honestly, too, hot. That was a hot deduction. And that's so hot, Rob, of you. And if you'd be a traitor, that would be a great thing to point out. I noticed that Johnny,
they were in the car together.
Natalie and Tara were in the car together. Why do you think? They're giving them a moment. You know how they do this, guys. They put them.
They wouldn't let that on the show because they don't want that wall broken. But
you don't think?
No, they've never once said. You know how they.
Interesting.
But you'd want to kind of say it just to the friends.
Just point right into the camera.
I know what the you're doing, producers.
But interesting. Okay, I like this. Well, she goes. So Maura's in the car with like you said, Mark and Eric and Rob, and she's like, just so you know, Tara and Natalie are throwing your name around.
Yes.
And now it's made me even more suspicious of Natalie. And I'm like, hold on a second, everybody, okay? Right. From what I remember, last week, you all were convinced it was Tara or Johnny. Why now are we hard turning on Natalie? What's happening in this castle?
Well, Rob had the ultimate. I thought this was a fantastic argument.
What did he say?
Rob in the car goes, I think Natalie's been recruited. She's been a little weird lately. She used to confide in me. We used to talk every day. And then all of a sudden, 2 days ago, she stops talking to me. She's cold. She's changed. Everything's different. That gives me the sign of recruitment. And it's like, honestly, if I was in that car, I'd be like, not a bad argument.
And then Mark is like, yeah, same
That's
here.
What I'm saying.
But come on.
No, but if you're working off of nothing,
I know
it's a really good, just kind of enough to get in your brain.
But they're not working off of nothing because they were suspecting Tara and Johnny, and last week Steven ended up taking the brunt when they were focused on Tara and Johnny, and then Steven's a faithful. So why aren't they focusing? No, I mean, not that I want them, whatever, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Why do then we fully get redirected to Natalie? But of course, like you said, it's because Rob put it out into the universe, and he probably put it out the night before, which is why Maura then at the breakfast table was like, I'm suspect of Natalie.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Damn it. All right. We need to take another quick pause before we keep diving in. Family, you know how every friend group has that one person who just refuses to make things easier on themselves? The one still using a password from 2007, still paying for subscriptions they've forgotten about, and somehow still paying way too much for their phone plan. I wonder who that is on this season of Traitors. Maybe Michael?
Yeah.
I don't know. That feels right.
Well, think so.
Honestly, if you're still overpaying for wireless in 2026, we need to talk, because there is absolutely no reason to be spending a small fortune every month just to have your phone work. That's why you gotta love Mint Mobile. They exist to fix the whole situation, same premium wireless experience you expect, just without the inflated price tag.
Exactly. Mint Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data on the same national network with the same coverage and speed you're used to, but at a fraction of the cost. And switching is actually really simple. You can bring your current phone and your number, activate the eSIM in minutes, and there are no long-term contracts. It's one of the things where you realize you've been paying more than you needed for a long, long time. And if you're someone who's been thinking about cutting monthly expenses this year, this is one of the easiest ways to do it.
Yes, and for a limited time, get 50% off 3, 6, or 12-month plans of unlimited premium wireless. Honestly, Mint Mobile makes it like just so easy. Let me tell you from personal experience, Mint Mobile is fantastic, okay? I mean, it just makes sense. Great service, easy setup, and serious savings. And with a 7-day money-back guarantee and customer satisfaction ratings in the mid-90s, it's a pretty low-risk way to see the difference for yourself. Ready to stop paying more than you have to? New customers can make the switch today, and for a limited time, get unlimited premium wireless for just $15 per month. Switch now at mintmobile.com/momdad. That's mintmobile.com/momdad. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required, $15 a month equivalent, taxes and fees extra, initial plan term only, over 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy, capable device required, availability, speed, and coverage varies, additional terms apply, see mintmobile.com. Okay, back to it. Yeah, I'm confused by these faithfuls. I truly am, because I'm like, I just felt like the setup, not that I want Tara or Johnny to go, but I felt like the setup went perfectly from person to person. And then Steven, it's like, oh, if it's not Steven, then they had Tara and Johnny set up. It would have been perfect to put it on them. And then we got a Natalie out of nowhere. It's like, what are we doing? And then we had thrown Eric around, but then we don't do Eric. Unless remaining faithfuls are geniuses and they have the ultimate plan of like at the final moment cutting Eric and Rob, which I guess is a possibility. We have Mark, Maura. We know Maura's locked in to Hot Rob, but we have Mark and Tara and Johnny, and perhaps they're all geniuses and they're just like getting it all.
It's a weird amnesia thing going on with this like season, because it's like I'm feeling like you can watch every episode and have not watched any of the previous episodes, because it's like whatever they left off on, like whatever, like a lot of times I'll be like, I think it's this guy, and then it ends, and then the next episode they start from scratch again every time.
That's true.
Like the fact that Johnny and Tara were like Tara or Tara, I always mess it up.
I think it's Tara Lipinski.
Tara. Yeah, Tara Lipinski. When it's like, dude, it was like Johnny and Tara were like especially Johnny. Yeah. Everyone was like, it's no question, it's him. And he escaped by the skin of his teeth by the last switch with Steven. And then everybody wakes up and goes, huh, maybe Natalie. And everybody's like, yeah, maybe. And they would even bring Johnny up again. It's like, what is happening?
That's what I'm saying. Do you think like Johnny and Tara are geniuses? Because like, I know that we've had a lot of Tara being like, I don't know how to do this. But then Johnny will throw in, I don't even know how to trust myself anymore. But like, especially
they
him.
Both like, we're so bad at this game. They both say that.
But especially him, we've seen ITMs where you're like, Johnny's really smart.
Super smart. Super smart.
And I'm sure Tara absolutely is as well. I mean, look at them. They're professional commentators now after being like in a cutthroat sport. Speaking of, if you want to give yourself a thrill, obviously we know Tara Lipinski, unbelievable athlete. But I happened to be fed on my YouTube algorithm
some OG
the other
Johnny
day.
Clips?
Dude. OG Johnny skating to I Did It My Way. Artistry of the finest level.
I mean, Olympian is so crazy.
I mean, they're unbelievable. But
that's
like
the best on the planet.
But like the costumes, and then the way he would, like the artistry, and then he wasn't flashy, and then at the very end it was like explosion. It was watching Silk on ice. Okay,
incredible.
And then I was looking at all the comments, and everyone was like, "It's Loki." Because he does kind of look like
Loki vibes, big time. The jet black hair and the very pale. And
Loki on ice.
Yeah, Loki
kind
on
of
ice.
Everything. It's kind of everything. Okay,
Game.
so they get to the mission, which is the Carous-HELL. Carous-HELL from hell. And by the way, full Amazon ad before the mission. Did you notice this?
It was insane.
Amazon.
It was literally just like he just opens up a package from Amazon
with a stuffy in it, and I'm like, wow, you guys.
I mean, at least they didn't do what The Bachelor does, which is like, welcome to the Amazon hour. Everything is Amazon. You'll be getting free Amazon packages from Amazon. Welcome. Here's a 7-minute commercial. It's like, at least they kind of did like one of the hidden ones. It's like Pepsi in Seinfeld, like when he drank. It's like hidden in it. At least it was somewhat somewhat more subtle than that. But
sure.
like,
but I was like, oh, gross.
It was so corporate and weird. It was really weird.
It just upset me. I was just like, I went into Carous-HELL pissed.
Yeah.
But basically what they're doing is they have to spin on this.
It's musical chairs.
Yes, it's a spinning carousel. They spin around, get dizzy, and then they run and they rip money out of stuffies, and they have to all get back before the seats of the ride are taken, a la musical chairs. Right. They didn't know it was going to be like musical chairs when they started. Sneaky Alan. We love to see it. Would you be able to do this? Can you handle spinning well?
I mean, not better or worse than anyone else. So it's not like something I've noticed about myself. I
cannot.
But I will say it kind of felt like, so they said that Eric and Tara couldn't do it for medical reasons, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a major like thing. Cause like, you know what I mean? Like they should have then like had them delay 3 seconds or something. Cause it's like,
well, did you see they had to take their heavy, I
guess they did that.
They had to carry their heavy
to an area, whatever.
Like the dummy of themselves and carry it to there and then go back and forth.
Because so the disorienting nature of getting off that thing and not knowing where to go, like it would really change though, like your ability. But I will say the whole game's luck. You know, it ends up being, because like you're just walking up to a stuffed animal not knowing. So there is no like even strategy of like go over there. It's like it was just pure luck. So hence really the big takeaway from the whole game was Rob getting out right away and then showing his true cards, which was snapping at Mark.
Which is one of your only allies.
Snapping at Mark.
Actually, that's not true. Everyone loves Rob.
Showing a lot of emotion, which he hasn't done at all. And the only emotion was to get a shield. And that's where Natalie really picked up on like something's up with Rob. He was defeated earlier today. He's all kind of sad and weird, which we've never seen. And then he snaps and is kind of like a different person once he lost this game, which is weird. Something's up with him.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think he was putting on an act as a traitor to act upset that he didn't get the shield, or was this a real
I think it was totally
snapping
real.
moment? I thought it was real too, Evan.
I think he's been in control this whole time. He's been worshipped this whole time. And then for once he like does bad at the game and he feels threatened and he feels on edge and you kind of saw a little bit of real Rob.
You know what, Evan? I really, really love that you thought it was real too, because you know, everyone's like, it's acting. He's putting on an act for the shield. I go,
you felt it. That felt real.
That felt real to me. That felt, you know what it is too? He's been like Maura said, he's the go-to guy for the games. He always wins. He always is in the lead. And I think Hot Rob had a moment where he didn't win for the first time. And when you don't win for the first time, it's a little rattling.
I think when you're the hot guy, the cool guy, every girl wants to be with, every guy wants to be, you go on a reality TV show, everyone's like idolizing you. You're used to things going your way, and when they don't, it rattles your cage.
Of course. And so I think it threw him off, and I think he was already stressed about it coming down to the wire. And then on top of that, he's like, fuck, I just lost the game. And I think he was probably assuming that he'd win it and that they would be able to get the shield. I don't think he assumed that Eric would actually end up winning. So I think it was also too like, well, we need the shield so that we can murder whoever we want to tonight, you know, whatever.
Yep.
So I think it was a real response. I thought it was a real response. But in Natalie's favor, like you said, she then was able to go, that's not like Rob. I think he's putting on an act because he's a traitor and he's pretending to need the shield. In this moment as well, we see Mark say, this was the moment I realized I lost my final ally. I thought Rob was my ally, but he's not. Him and Maura are connected, but I'm a loner. I think that might have been the shifting moment for Mark internally. Did he vote that way? Not necessarily, but I think maybe internally he's questioning more.
Interesting.
I would have gotten my feelings hurt.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why are you upset at me? Everybody else did the same thing. Why is it my fault?
That was bullshit.
It was like, why? I didn't do anything.
Right.
Maura only grabbed like $200. Like, why am I grabbed $750? That's not bad.
Yeah. No, that was totally just him snapping. 100%.
I was laughing so hard when Alan was trying not to giggle and he goes, yeah, you're just mad at the game. That was funny.
That was very funny.
That was funny. With Alan was trying not to, he was trying not to laugh. Also, something I have to mention in the game, Maura was making me laugh really hard because she did great. She got up to the final two between her and Eric. But something I noted is that when she was running out to get the stuffed animals and rip them open for the money. One time, Natalie helped her rip it open because she's like, I need to gain favor with Mora because of getting Rob out. And as soon as Natalie ripped it open for her, Mora took it, ran, and she goes, I'm so good at this game.
Yeah.
And then another time, she brought the stuffy over to Tara and said, I need your help ripping it open. She ripped it open and she took it and she goes, I'm so good at this game. And I was like, Mora, technically you're getting help from everybody.
Honestly, between Rob and it's like, I've never seen the pretty privilege between them two is shocking.
I'm obsessed.
They're getting people
I'm obsessed.
to help them themselves lose. It's pretty amazing.
Wow. So ultimately in the game, Eric does end up winning and he gets the final shield. And he says they plan to banish Natalie tonight, but if that doesn't work out, they now have the shield so they can murder her. So Eric is going along with Hot Rob's plan.
Yeah.
But on the way home, we see Johnny and Natalie and Tara, and they talk about Rob. Natalie says his acting was bad today, but what we remember is that Rob has the dagger. He, of course, will use it at the Roundtable because it's the last night he can use it. And Natalie's doing the math. Natalie is fucking sharp. She is a gamer. She is sharp. Yeah. Even though she hasn't gotten the right guesses throughout this, I think that a lot of it is because of being sorceried by Hot Rob. 100%. And once that's removed, then it's like, oh, but she's been crushing this thing. The way that she was doing the math, I was like, I can't keep up. I can't keep up. But she was like, okay, I need to convince Mark and Eric to vote against Rob. She threw out the comment, if Eric's not a traitor. She didn't say that about Mark, so she's also suspect of Eric.
Yes.
But we then also see Tara in that moment say that she's nervous about going against Rob tonight because he has 2 votes. And maybe they save Rob until tomorrow night.
Right.
Which I think is actually very smart.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Tara needed to communicate that with Natalie.
Yes.
It needed to be a communication of like, hey, I think we might be moving a little too fast. We are confident that Rob is a traitor, but he's got the dagger. What about we shoot our shot towards Eric tonight, see what happens, and then we go into the final night, because Rob's got his dagger, we go into the final night knowing that it's Rob, we get rid of Rob. But she didn't communicate that with Natalie. She just kept it in her own head. And then that web weaves deeper because Tara then talks to Mark. Natalie joins in. They're trying to convince Mark of Rob.
Right.
Rob says he's thinking about it, but he says we got to get Eric out. He's questioning Rob. So then they're all feeling the same energy.
Yep.
And then we cut to Johnny telling Eric about Rob.
Right.
And then Eric is like, I don't know, it just feels desperate. It feels desperate. Then Johnny goes to Rob and Eric and Mora, and they're talking about Natalie. And Johnny's like, they have a solid case against Natalie. He pulls Tara and is like, they're smarter than we are. And he says, I know. Right. I know it's Rob and Eric.
But he realizes, and this is where he's really smart.
Yeah. Johnny's a player.
He realizes that Natalie was playing out of her depth, and that she's going for someone who you don't have the votes for. And that's really what it came down to, was that Natalie tried to launch an assault on Rob.
So did Tara, though.
Right. They tried, and the idea is there, and they believe it's him. But Natalie, what they realized was that Natalie, Rob, and Tara were on the same page. But then once they started looking
Natalie, Rob, and Tara.
Sorry, Natalie, Johnny, and Tara.
Okay.
Were on the same page going, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Rob.
Right.
But then they went to the Rob group and they're like, there ain't no wiggling them out. And then while they were there, realized they were going after Natalie. That's when they go, all right, we got to not tell Natalie anything now and let them take her down because they're going to go after her. We don't have the numbers to take Rob. So we should not defend. And I think that's really what happened is like they realized Natalie had the numbers against Natalie. And so they just had to let it go.
And I got to tell you, Evan,
it was betrayal at the highest level. But I will say, what else could they have done? Right?
They could have
defended Natalie and done this whole thing. And then what? Possibly gone to a vote and Johnny would have gotten taken out. So like as you know what I'm saying? As Johnny, I do be like, dude, just yesterday, everyone was coming at me. Now people are going after Natalie, even though I agree with her.
No,
at some point, it's like, let it go.
I don't know. I love Johnny and Tara, and I think it will be super, super, super iconic if the ice skating twins end up winning this whole game. And I think there's a chance that they actually end up falling into it. But if they would have, so after Johnny hears this and then pulls Tara and is like, they're smarter than us. Like, let's vote this way, even though I know it's Rob and Eric. They've got it.
Yes.
They know it's Rob and Eric. They could have Natalie join in with their victory if they would have communicated to her, they're after you, because Mark was on the fence.
Doesn't matter.
Mark was on the fence. They could have.
He had the scepter.
I know, but then it would have cut to a tie.
It's not worth it. It's not worth a tie. It's not worth battling that hard to get a tie. Let them take out Natalie. I support
having each other's backs.
I'm not saying no. I support Johnny 100% and realizing like Johnny's going, dude, if I do this, I could be on the chopping block. You got to let them take out Natalie. Like I think it was a super smart move, and I think Natalie said it best at the table. She said, "I opened up. I shouldn't have done that." She was too real and too honest in a group when everyone's trying to take each other out. You can't be that real. You have to always think.
I know it's a game, but I also God, I would take this all so personally. So I just want people to have each other's backs. I know she did. And I would have taken it personally too. I'd have been furious. And I'd have been like, I thought that we had each other's backs. What happened? If I'm Maura and I find out that Rob's been betrayed, I know it's a game. Listen, Jessica knows it's a game. And I know I shouldn't take any of this
especially
personally.
This long weeks
it's a game.
It's super personal.
But trust and believe, I am so sensitive. I would take all of this shit so personally. I'd get 100%. Heated at the round table. I'd go off. I'd cry. I'd hold a grudge afterwards for months.
Yeah.
I go hard at the reunion. I know it. I wish I could say I would look at it like a gamer, but I wouldn't.
I completely agree.
All right, let's talk about the round table.
Okay.
But we got to take another quick pause first. Family. So we are your parents, your mother and your father, obviously, but we are also parents to our own amazing kiddo. And as a parent, one thing I think about a lot is how much ultra processed food our kids are surrounded by. We're all doing our best, but it can be hard to know if they're really getting the nutrients their growing bodies need. That's one of the reasons we love Haya. They created a kids vitamin that actually is focused on real nutrition to give parents a real solution in a market flooded with kids vitamins that prioritize candy-like appeal over actual nutrition. Because if you look at some kids vitamins out there, they can have up to 7 grams of sugar per serving plus artificial ingredients and dyes. Haya is different. I'm talking 0 sugar, 0 gummy junk, just clean ingredients. And guess what? Bless the magic of Haya. Kids love them. Our kiddo has had so much fun decorating the reusable bottles with the stickers they sent from the first order, and she loves the taste of Haya vitamins, asks for them every morning now, and taking her daily vitamins is just part of the routine. We are so grateful for Haya. So grateful.
Yeah. It's the best.
The best.
What makes Haya stand out is how thoughtfully it's formulated too. They've worked with pediatricians and nutritional scientists to create a chewable vitamin that helps fill common nutritional gaps. Each serving includes 12 organic fruits and veggies and 15 essential vitamins and minerals to support immune health, energy, brain function, and growth. It's also incredibly clean, non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-friendly, gelatin-free, and nut-free. Haya earned the Clean Label Project's highest purity award and tests every batch for heavy metals and contaminants. You get a reusable bottle with your first order, and then eco-friendly refill pouches are delivered each month, which makes the whole system really, really easy to keep up with.
And here's something every parent needs to hear. If getting your kids to eat vegetables feels like an impossible daily battle, Haya's Kids Daily Greens Plus Superfoods is a total game changer. It's basically chocolate milk stuffed with veggies. It's a greens powder that's packed with 55 plus whole food sourced ingredients. Just mix 1 scoop with milk or milk alternative and watch them actually enjoy something that's secretly fueling their growing bodies. Ember loves it. It's amazing. Amazing. And we've worked out a special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hayahealth.com/mom and dad. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to HIYAHEALTH HEALTH.com/mom and dad and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. Okay, and then we get to the round table.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Katie Thurston, love of my life, told me that they play that music
like in the room
when they're walking to the turret.
Oh, that's cool.
So a lot of the players and cast members have said that music is like traumatizing to them when they hear it now because they get so nervous going into the round table.
Right.
Which, by the way, when I think about it, when you show up to the round table, like this is a show where if you say something that doesn't sound smart, you're going to get cooked and roasted online and everyone watching is going to judge you. And I say things that aren't smart and aren't logical 5,000 times a day. Like, I know I would say stupid shit in the round table. I'd be dripping sweat.
Yeah, I don't want to have someone clip me.
Before I went to the round table purely because I didn't want people to cook me online after.
Right.
I'd
I think
be
that's probably what's going on with like Eric. He's like, I don't want to be the one that's clipped, you know?
It's like, I don't want to say something that's going to get memed everywhere.
Right.
I don't want that.
No.
Oh, and I know I would because, God, it's like in the moment I have these feelings where I'm like, stroke of genius.
Yeah.
And then I hear it back and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't feel great.
So Tara starts off the round table, even though she has said that she's like, I need to be pretty chill during this round table. She starts it off and says, I just want to let you know, I know last week we made some bold proclamations, but this week I really don't know what I'm doing, so I hope someone else can lead this. And Natalie looks at her like, oh boy. What?
Oh boy. And that's what was the beginning of her downfall, because what it did was it made her freeze, and then Rob launched first. Mm-hmm. So then he hits her with your demeanor's changed. Yeah. And where that really screwed over Natalie is that that was Natalie's argument for him. So that it just looked like she was retaliating by saying the same thing. No, you.
Right.
Because he goes, I've noticed your demeanor's changed lately. And she goes, I noticed your demeanor's changed lately. And it's like, oof, now it just looks like you're hitting back at him because he hit you. Yes. As opposed to like a legitimate argument. So if she would have started the case, if she would have started with like, I'm going to talk first. Rob, here's all the reasons why. I think it would have felt a lot stronger. But the fact that he did it first and then she just sounded like she echoed him, it made it not great.
But then, even though he had a leg up on her in that moment, he then said, hey, I just think what you keep saying about the fact that if you were a traitor, like, you know, you wouldn't get rid of all of the other game players. Right. That argument doesn't make any sense. And Mark's like, yeah, I think that actually would be like a brilliant move to get rid of all of them, because then we wouldn't be thinking that it's you. But then Natalie is like, well, listen, I would keep them because I would want someone who'd be willing to have my back, which is why I've been wondering, why am I still here, Rob? Because at the end of the day, you know, in the castle, people are watching each other. Everyone knows that her and Rob are close. Everyone knows. And I don't think that we as the audience saw how close they were, because it seems pretty apparent in interviews and everything afterward that like they were tight. And and even she says later, she's like, it hurts me to vote for Rob, like hurts me more than anything, because this was like my person. Okay. So these two were tight. And so she's like, hey, why am I still here? And then she also brings up, you know, she's like, do I have blind spots? Maybe I have a traitor angel watching out for me. When she brought that up, I realized that's something that if I was in the castle, I never would think about. I'd never, as an observer, as a faithful, think about who's still here and why. Like, I wouldn't put two and two together and be like, that person would be gone and they're really good friends with that person. Maybe that person is a traitor. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not something that I would ever clock. And so I think that's such a great argument.
Interesting.
And a point, because it happens every single season. Every single season, a traitor will keep around. It's like Boston Rob and Dylan Efron. Yeah. He should have gotten rid of... Dylan was such a killer player, but they kept him around because it was like, oh, Dylan will never betray me. Mm-hmm. Dylan's my son. Mm-hmm. You know?
Interesting.
So it's I think it's a great call on Natalie's part. And she, I believe, is wooing. I think she's wooing Mark. I think Mark's ears are perked up.
Mark's always very like pragmatic. He's always very like, I'm just going to take the info given to me and I'll just decide.
Oh, he's a dancer.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could dance.
He's very pragmatic. He's a dancer.
But of course,
I don't know if dancers are known to be pragmatic. But
well, I'm jealous of his skills. That's all. So he's a dancer. But he is listening.
Yep.
And also, even though Mora is forever faithful to her husband, you're seeing Mora.
Some wheels turning.
There was a moment when they were eating in the kitchen.
Yes.
When Rob looks at her and he goes, so we have to vote for Natalie. And then without question after, we vote for Johnny and Tara.
We got to take out Johnny and Tara.
He goes, we're on the same page. And
she was kind of like,
good. You see her do this look.
Kind of this like, why are you so strategic with all this? Like, why are you doing this?
No, you know what it looked like? I've seen that face.
I've been betrayed by my lover.
I've seen that face before.
Who I thought it was.
That face is the face of a woman who's realizing her partner's cheating on her and pretending it's not happening. That's what was happening. I saw that face. It was like that realization. It was that movie face, the realization of like, oh, he's going off to meet up with his lover, his mistress. I'm just going to go back to my food and act like it's not happening. Mora is fucking clocking it. She knows.
She realized he's a double agent.
But she's like, he's my husband. We've been together for 25 years. I love him. We have children together. And I can't, it's too much.
Stomach the idea.
I can't. I'm just going to, it's too much for me. That's what's happening. So when Natalie's saying all this, in my opinion, Mora's ears are perking up and Mark's ears are perking up. And I'm like, she's got it.
She's got it.
She's got it.
Yeah.
And then double got it is Rob, his argument because then Natalie brings up Candace and his argument literally is, as far as Candace goes, I just thought it was fucking weird. That was his argument. And even Mark then is going, that's bizarre. And Mark's speaking up. And literally Rob's argument is, yeah, it's fucking weird. I just thought, it's just fucking weird. And you see Rob starting to sweat. He's panicking.
But this is when Mora comes back in, right? And then she's just kind of like, well, it's just a throwaway, guys. And she was just saying stuff. And like, guys, don't believe what you hear, guys.
Well,
like
she's standing by her unfaithful.
But she was loud. And I think that helped. It kind of made them go, you know what? Maybe this isn't worth a fight.
She starts bringing it up, but you're seeing him sweat. And I was like, oh my God, Rob is going out tonight.
That's right. I was like, this is kind of wild. Like,
I was
this
like,
might
they
be
did
a
it.
thing.
Natalie fucking did it.
Right.
And then Natalie says, even Tara said this could have been a breadcrumb from Candace. And Tara goes, well, it's tough because I think that, but also maybe it's not. And I went, oh, girl, don't get wishy-washy on me. Please, for the love of God. Watching it, TBH, kind of a trigger because I can pull a Tara move and in my people-pleasing moment be like, I don't want to rock the boat. I was like, Tara, stop.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tie, obviously, because if Tara went in all in and Johnny went with her, then Mark could have been like, you know what, I think you're right. Let's take out him. And then it would have been a tie, right? Because of the double vote.
I'm just saying.
So I think Mark, Johnny, and Tara, all three saw this is too close. He's got the double dagger. Let's let it wait. I truly believe that Mark's like really on the fence.
I think so too.
I think that Johnny and Tara are like, but I do think that like they all kind of realized in real time it's not strong enough. It's too close, and he has the dagger. And I think that the three jump ship.
I don't know.
In that moment, I think Tara was seeing it's not strong enough. It's too close, and he's got the dagger. And so I'm going to be wishy-washy on this.
I think she panicked. I think the sorcerer looked her in the eyes, and she panicked. Genuinely. I think Rob looked at her, and she was like, and got flustered and was like, I mean, maybe it's not a breadcrumb.
He did that thing where he speaks to her mind without words.
No, literally. Like, he got like in her head, and she's like, never mind, and fully panicked and stepped back.
Tara, you could be my girlfriend. She's like, what? Yes, you.
By the way, there are 100 crickets chirping right now in this studio.
They all came. They're like, we love the Traitors too. And they're like, grr, 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 grr. Chirping.
Sorry, everyone. You got campfire vibes right now.
Yes, outdoors.
But Natalie, though, when she looked at Tara, Evan, I felt it in my gut. She realized that she had gone after, like in the like movies, where they're like usurping the like dominant power in the sci-fi movie, and then the guy shows up with the sword. He's ready to take out the king, and then he looks and he sees that the people that said they were going to stand with him have just pointing a bow and arrow at him.
And like he realizes he's been betrayed.
Seize him. My heart broke for Natalie. Like it actually made me feel like kind of sick to my stomach.
She truly realized she was alone. She had been played.
You felt kind of the aloneness, and I didn't like it. It bothered me. It upset me. And Natalie then is like, I just feel like a little blitz because I had an understanding with someone, and now I'm left hanging out to dry. Yep. Tara's like, you're referring to our convos. And Natalie's like, you had a theory and now you're very quiet and I think I'm being taken advantage of. And you were saying that you're willing to put Rob's name out there and I trusted him. And so then when you said that, I had your back and we were doing this together. And it's harder for me to do it because I wasn't being looked at and Rob's like my bestie and I had your back in this and now you're cowering. And she's like, I'm just sketched out how easily you go from one to another. So now from Natalie's perspective, Tara looks like a traitor, which makes sense to me because last week they were looking at Tara and Johnny. And if I had someone do a full 180 on me, all of a sudden in the round table, I'd be like, she got me. She's the traitor. Because she's thrown Tara's name out a couple times before. Because those two have had drama and they've gone head to head. So it's like for her to choose Tara, to trust Tara was already a big leap of faith. And then she gets fully betrayed. Oh, it's so brutal. And then Rob, you see Rob smirk. He gets a Grinch grin because he was fucked and he knew it and he was sweating. And all of a sudden, Natalie's like, wait a second, Tara. And lets the emotions come in, which I get because I would have done the same thing. And then Rob goes, see, Natalie, this is what I'm talking about. You all of a sudden just took over Tara's plan out of nowhere against me. You never even talked to me and we're friends. And then you just start this campaign.
Tough.
I don't know. It looks suspicious. And then everyone's like, yep, Natalie looks suspicious. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. He got away with it again.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. Even with all the things piling up.
And
wow.
Then, I don't want to get too ahead, but it was wild how like he gets out of it. Okay? He gets out of it.
Yeah.
And then right after they're like, what, Eric? Something's going on with Eric. So it's not even like he gets out of it. And then Johnny and Tara and everybody's like, okay, let's get back to business.
No.
Obviously she got out. We knew that was a false. Okay. Now we all agree, right? Rob? No. They go, what about Eric character? He didn't say much. It's like, what? It's again, it's like these people have amnesia. It's like, I don't get it. The second a moment happens, they just forget everything and start from scratch again.
They don't even point a finger towards Tara and Johnny, who they suspected 2 weeks ago.
Tara, Johnny, and Rob, who have been on the chopping block, and all of a sudden Eric, who's done nothing wrong other than be quiet, is now like, what about that guy? Even though they're right. It's like,
but you know what though? They just happen to be right because
it only just happened a week, like 2 days ago.
Because Eric is a new traitor. Exactly. Like they're all saying, he's been quiet this whole time. They're by the way, they're not mentioning that he's changed. He's been quiet this entire time.
Super quiet.
So they would have probably put him up on the chopping block regardless.
Maybe it's just easy for them. They're thinking in terms of like, I don't want anything to blow back on me, but like this guy. Interesting.
Unbelievable. So then Alan, right before they're voting, they're, God, I'm like, I can't believe I was literally standing. I was on my feet like, screaming. I couldn't believe the drama.
How quickly it turned too.
The drama of this round table.
At first, it was like, it really gave us the idea that it was happening. And then everyone just immediately 180'd and it was like, Natalie's out.
The drama of this round table, like legitimately had me on my feet. I think it's one of the most intense roundtables we've ever seen.
Well, it shows you how quickly things can turn.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but there was something about the energy of this roundtable.
I think it was only, I think it was because Rob has been so dominant and not even sniffed to be like possibly on the chopping block felt like shocking. And so then it with a swift turn, but I think it just felt shocking.
Well, I'll tell you what, when Alan comes in and he's like, don't forget the power of the dagger.
Right.
And then Rob's like, yeah, I'll take it. And then he gives him a literal dagger. Did you see the way that he grabbed and handled that knife?
No.
Kind of sent a chill through my spine.
Like scary.
He handed it to him and he took it and he did this thing where he was like, he turned it sideways like a movie where he looked at it. And I feel like a chill through my spine, meaning like this man studied how to be as hot as humanly possible.
Oh, like you felt it was hot to what he did.
He handled it like Aragorn handles weaponry in Lord of the Rings and we make thirst trap videos of.
Right.
He took the knife and he did this. Literally took the handle and he did this. And like hit it into the wood. And it was like,
so
have you been watching?
Right.
Like,
it was like your books.
Captain Jack Sparrow, like on loop. Like it was like the man has studied hotness.
Right.
It was a toe curl heard around the world. Everyone was like,
okay,
wow.
Chill out, right?
I'm just saying,
enough.
It's not, listen, Hot Rob isn't for me. I'm off that train. I'd actually really, you know what? I think he's, obviously a very handsome guy and I get the sorcery, but you know me, I've never been, I was way more seduced by Boston Rob. Rob for me, that's my guy. That's more for me. But I'm just saying the way that this man, it's like watching all the like thirst traps of my books.
It was
the way he's handling a knife is even hot.
Yes.
You're like, what is happening?
And you're not even in the room.
And I'm not even in the room.
You're in the room. You're bewitched for sure.
Sorcery. So then the vote comes. Let's keep talking about it, but we got to take another quick pause first. Let me tell you what, after shouting at my TV for an hour straight about how the faithfuls are getting tripped by Hot Rob again, okay, I need some grounding. I need some calming energy, maybe some good sleep. And one way I've been looking into that is through Amantara. Amantara specializes in legal plant medicines and they're best known for Amanita muscaria. Over the years, people use it for a wide range of reasons: nervous system regulation, calm, sleep, dream enhancement, relaxation, connection, or even just feeling more grounded in their body. And guess what? Amantara is the most trusted source for Amanita in the US. And what I love so much is that they're very education forward. I'm talking clear dosing guides, transparent sourcing, no hypey nonsense, just a big focus on transparency first, which is so important. And again, education, which I really appreciate about Amantara personally. It's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. One reason people are paying attention to Amanita right now is how it works in the body. It interacts with the GABA system, which plays a big role in how calm, rested, and regulated you feel. That's why you'll hear people talk about things like feeling more physically relaxed, having easier sleep, and more. Again, also dive into the education piece first, but I know personally I've experienced deep calm and the deep sleep. Amanita's helped over 50,000 people with this. You can tell they take the plant seriously.
Absolutely. Also, don't forget they carry other calming plant medicines like blue lotus, reishi, and functional mushrooms. I love their reishi before bedtime. Oh my gosh, the amazing sleep with their reishi. Evan loves their blue lotus, particularly
fantastic.
In the tea form. I feel like it's a very beautiful, calming, grounding experience for you. And of course, Amanita. Amantara offers Amanita in capsule form, but remember, everyone's different, which is why their education piece and dosing guides are so important, and taking your time, paying attention, and dialing it in slowly. That's what I really appreciate about Amantara education first style. Very intentional, very transparent. If you're curious and want to explore this for yourself, Amantara is offering 22% off your first order for our listeners. Go to amantara.com/go/mom-and-dad and use code MOMANDDAD22 at checkout. That's amantara.com/go/mom-and-dad, code MOMANDDAD22. As always, do your research, start slow, and listen to your body. But this has been a really interesting addition to our toolkit. Okay, so back to the roundtable and the voting. I mean, a sweep.
Sweet.
Natalie voted for Tara.
They smelled blood in the water that was over.
And other than that, everyone else voted for Natalie. Yeah. I mean, talk about a 180. Like Johnny, Tara, Mark, everyone was on the fence.
Full sweep.
Full sweep. So brutal. So brutal. So Natalie is banished in her speech. Her speech made me feel emotional. I was getting frustrated. I was feeling that personal sense of like, I don't know. I got the vibe from her when she said, she's like, all my life I've wanted to be strong. And sometimes that comes off like I'm being ruthless and that gets judged. And she was crying, like getting emotional and crying. I felt that feeling of what she had mentioned, feeling like she was alone for a long time. And I noticed that in this season, we had Ron, who said he felt really alone. We had Natalie, who said she felt really alone. I don't know. I think
this show is pretty ruthless.
I do as well, but I do think specifically this cast, not to call out any names or name names, but
it was kind of a cool kids only crew vibe.
Yeah, I think that's kind of I didn't get that vibe so much.
I didn't get family energy.
No, the last couple seasons, I felt way more like, oh, even at the end, we're like, oh, you were bugging me, but I love you. Da da da. This cast feels like it really ostracized a lot of people and definitely had like the cool kids club, and then were like unkind to people, and we maybe didn't see it on camera.
Yeah,
that bothered me.
I agree. So it didn't have a good vibe.
So that
family-wise
made me feel like sad.
Yeah, it was reminiscent of Ron.
Justice for Natalie. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's truly killing it.
Truly unbelievable. Yeah. What a queen. So she then says, but today a gamer got played. I'm a faithful, so good job, guys.
Yeah, you could hear the tears in her voice too. It wasn't like a lot of people kind of go, all right, you got a blast, guys. Thank you so much. I think it was more for her in that.
It hurt. You could tell that one hurt.
Not everyone can just like handle that stuff with just like no big deal to me. Some people are like, this is, this becomes more personal.
But I also think like you have to think about this. Natalie's a gamer. She's been on some tough situations on Survivor. This one, some stuff was going down. I'm telling you, it's like something made it personal and stuff was going down. You could feel it. It felt like an abandonment and like it was painful.
Agreed.
Everyone was stunned into silence. And then Tara starts bawling. She's crying and she's like, I don't want to play this game anymore. I keep making mistakes. Someone can murder me tonight and I'd be fine with it. I'm like, is she going to leave? For a second, I thought she was maybe going to bounce.
Well, it was just a little weird because I do kind of felt like I kind of agreed with Mark when Mark was like, no, it was real, man. Because I do feel like it was real. But then at the same time, it's like, if you felt that way, like, why'd you vote her off? You know what I mean? It was a little strange. I guess it was just the fact that she was a faithful, like probably is what really did it.
It was kind of tea because when Tara was crying and came back into the kitchen, and Maura
Maura called her out. She's like, so if it was this big of a deal, why would you do it?
Yeah, she's like, why would you vote her off if you thought that she was, why if you're so upset? Yeah. And Maura's literally hugging her and then she's eating at the same time.
Because Maura's kind of like just,
Maura's like, why are you upset?
Kind of just like it wasn't even, she didn't understand how that could be like kind of, like she was being kind of ruthless. She just was like thinking logically. And she's just kind of like, yeah, I don't understand. If you felt this way, it's like one thing if you voted to keep her and then she got
right.
But it's like you were a part of it.
Betrayed her.
So why are you crying? Like I don't get it. More didn't even understand.
No, more like try to make her feel better by being like, it's a game. Right. So you need to, but she was also like, you gotta chill.
She was like, you're really kind of overreacting here for someone who did the thing.
Because it's a game, and then second, it's like, if you're so upset, why did you vote her out? Like Maura would never vote out Rob. She'd never do what you did to Natalie.
Right. Yeah, it was so weird. It was like
that was kind of tea.
It was just very funny.
It was kind of tea. As this is happening, Rob and Mark are literally laying on a pool table together. And Mark's like looking into the stars. And he's like, I don't think Tara did it. That reaction was real. Which, again, that reaction felt very real. He's like,
because it's not like she was one of those that cried every time. You know, it was like she never cried. So it was like,
it's like, this feels real. Unless
they're tired. They're probably exhausted. They've kind of reached the end.
She's going to win an Oscar if it's not real. And Rob says, I can't take that chance though, man. Like, look at how the cards, like, look at how it's falling. And
they're planting the seeds.
Is planting seeds right now.
One more week,
okay?
Right?
Yes, next week is the finale.
Yeah.
So Mark says, well, Eric said nothing tonight.
Right.
And he's like, I like him, but he's playing
Rob's
a quiet
take
game.
His opportunity
and he's like, but
Eric.
maybe Kristen was right. Okay, let's talk about that in a second. Then we have Johnny, who's like, if I'm murdered, avenge me. That made me giggle. He's like, if I'm murdered, avenge me. It was Eric. And he's like, it's either Eric or Rob. But Eric doesn't offer any names. So let's go for sure. So we're not even now actually... Rob's name is still out there, but we still refuse to like put Rob first even after that. It's getting floated, but it's still...
If Rob takes out Eric, he's goated. he will have killed, like, it's one thing if the other people voted for these people and then he is just victim of like other traitors getting taken out. He has been responsible for all the traitor deaths. As
Correct.
in, like, he was very instrumental in talking about them. So if Eric gets killed this next one, because he will go down as the greatest betrayer traitor god of all time, having killed 3 of his own and winning.
But think about this. Everything turns up Rob. Everything turns up and turns out Rob. It all works out for Rob. You want to know why, I think? This is my theory. Okay. Rob's talking to Mark on the pool table. Mark floats Eric's name. He's floated it before. Rob kind of has Eric's back. I don't know, man. I don't know. Right? But he floats Eric's name. And then Rob also says, listen, Tara, I know it looks real, but I can't. So we have Eric and Tara being floated around. Johnny says in front of, I believe, Maura, I think it's Eric. Or he said it maybe in front of Maura. I don't remember. But he said it in front of somebody else besides Tara. I think it's Eric. Okay? This is what happens. They go back to the turret and they're discussing who to off. I think they're going to off Johnny because you have to break up the twins because they'll vote how the other votes.
Right.
So they're going to get screwed. And Tara now looks suspicious because of Natalie, right? So if they get rid of, think about this. If they get rid of Johnny, then for Rob, he'll have Mark being like, I think it's Eric. And then Maura being like, Johnny said if he's killed tonight, it's Eric. And so Rob doesn't even know that, and it'll still work out for him. And then when it ends up being Eric and they're like, oh, we have one more traitor or whatever, then Tara looks suspect because it's like, well, Tara looked iffy, and Tara would get rid of Johnny to throw everybody off because she's taken him along this whole time because that's her bestie. Rob doesn't even know that Eric's name is getting floated around by Johnny, and I think he's going to off Johnny, and it'll all turn out for Rob. Does this make sense?
Yes. Interesting.
I think it's literally going to all work out for Rob. Everything turns up Rob.
I think you nailed it. Like, I think that they realize. I also think they realize that the only one they had, that Natalie was the only really chance they had to get rid of him, and they saw it on the wall that it wasn't even enough. So I think that was the final straw. I think they're like done with Rob. Now I don't know. I do think if they don't break up the twins, that Rob isn't going to win this. Interesting. Okay.
Because the twins are voting together, and Johnny and Tara both are suspect of Rob. If they don't break up the twins, there's a double vote and they're screwed.
Okay.
Because if they get rid of if he gets rid of Maura, yes, it looks like then it's not on Rob because that's his bestie, but still Maura's a vote for him. And Johnny and Tara are a suspect. Mark is on the fence. They have to break up the twins.
They have to.
If they don't break up the twins,
you got to take out Johnny.
You have to take out Johnny.
He's too aware of what's going on.
You have to take out Johnny.
You have to take out Johnny.
Tara will flounder without him, I think. Okay?
I agree.
And then everyone will point fingers at Tara. And then they're also pointing fingers at Eric because Tara will point them at Eric because she's like, Johnny.
Not considered anymore.
If they don't break up the twins, I think Rob's out. I think Eric and Rob are out.
It's very possible. They have to kill Johnny.
They have to break up the twins.
Johnny is the secret to this whole thing going with for them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take out Johnny.
They have to take out Johnny. If you don't, I think Rob and Eric actually are screwed.
Agreed.
Because Johnny's figured
I
it
don't know
out.
about screwed, but
I think they're screwed because I think Johnny's figured it out. I really do.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, we just heard him say it.
Yeah, it's true.
He said Eric.
He said
Eric and Rob.
Yeah, you gotta take out Johnny.
There's a chance that the sorcerer that they take out Eric, and then the sorcerer bewitches them.
Yeah. He
and
knocks
then
on the door and says, "I'm willing to lie with you." That's fine. Interesting. Wow.
So they're debating who they're going to get rid of. Alan then lets them know, hey, just as a heads up, we're going to have a brutal murder tonight, because after you decide who you're going to off, I'm going to bring everyone out to the front. It's going to
be in front of you.
And I'm going to announce it. So basically, your acting chops need to be a 10 out of 10. I'd be puking.
It's really an issue for Eric because, Rob's been acting since day one on in this game. So I don't think Rob's Rob's kind of a low expression guy anyways.
Yeah.
So it's going to be up to Eric to kind of really sell it.
Well, we end the episode with everyone being woken up and them staring at an open coffin where Alan will put one of them into the theater of it all. Maura keeps saying it's me. She's convinced it's me.
Which is so strange. She just is like so convinced. I'm like, you're not really like a threat to anybody, even really. It's like,
Rob keeps saying to Johnny, I'm not coming back in the morning. I'm not coming back. I'd rather go this way, honestly. He keeps talking, which is weird because Rob normally doesn't say anything.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out, does that mean that he kept Johnny and he's trying to talk in his ear? Or does that mean he's saying that in Johnny's ear so that if Johnny pulls a jam and yells something, that it's not Rob's name? I don't know. I can't figure that out. But Eric made a mistake already. He was acting in a way and said like, oh no, oh my God, what if? And Maura goes, you have a shield. Eric forgot he had a shield. And so he already if anyone was paying attention, which I'm sure they were, someone tomorrow will be like, Eric just
how are you freaking out?
Acted like he was scared that he was going to get murdered, but he had a shield. You don't just forget you have a shield unless you're worried about acting a certain way in front of everybody,
It's like, who's the traitor?
Who could it be?
Yeah, interesting.
So,
wow, I'm excited for next week. Great finale.
This is going to be, I think this finale is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Because, God, but you know what though? Like I said, I simultaneously want the Faithfuls to win, and then I also simultaneously want Rob to win because I do love a traitor winning, but I feel like the Faithfuls need to be disciplined by being sorceried by such pretty privilege. I'm like, you all need to learn better. Yeah. This is a life lesson, and Rob needs to win so that you guys can all now in your future be like, guess what? Just because someone's hot doesn't mean that they're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
So there's I'm feeling pulled back and forth by the two, but at the same time, it would be kind of it'd be amazing to see. It would be amazing to see the twins win. Now, Katie, last week, her prediction is that Mark wins.
I mean, no one's even sniffed him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he might be the greatest non-sniffed person out there because it's like no one's even considered him. Have they even brought him up? Has anyone ever even brought him up for a second?
Nope.
So it might just be the twins kill off Rob and they kind of eat each other.
Or they win with Mark.
Sure.
But I think Katie might be right. It's either Rob wins or Mark wins, and then the twins are a question mark.
Yeah.
Right? But
interesting.
Rob definitely high percentage of Mark high percentage of Mark winning.
Just because of elimination. Everybody just goes, oh shit, we all killed it. It's now you're the only one left energy.
Well, and I told her too, I was like, man, it'd be crazy because it's we've seen Mark say 2 lines.
Yeah, we've never seen anybody win a show and having no idea who they are and what they're about.
Katie says actually, and I think we just forget about it sometimes, she's hidden winners are a huge thing.
Yeah.
Where they intentionally don't show their ITMs so that you have a big wow moment. And she said that he's been doing a lot of interviews, and in his interviews he seems very happy. He's not involved in the drama. She's I think he's a happy winner.
Interesting.
So I'm like, that's a great
clean win.
Mm-hmm. Versus Rob, I think there's been some drama. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I gotta know what happens between Maura and Rob if she's there in the end with him and she finds out that he's a traitor. That's actually gonna be watching.
I'd love to see that.
It's gonna be watching my parents get divorced.
Yeah,
it's gonna be kind of triggering.
She's gonna be so shocked. Although it might have chilled out a little bit by now, having enough people kind of suspect him, it might have kind of eased up on it, but it'll be interesting.
I don't think so.
Okay, you think
she's put her whole lifeline out there for him.
She's put her life on the line.
Truly, literally. Well, family, we love you all.
Episode.
I cannot wait. Great episode. I cannot wait until next week to discuss the finale. And then the reunion the following week. It's going to be spicy, spicy, spicy. Thanks for your patience with our one-day delay. We love you all so much.
We were attacked by nachos.
It's not
Please forgive us. We love you.
We love you all so much.
See you next week.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.